This is why we say good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. It's Friday, the 13th day of June. Now, whenever Friday falls on a 13th or the 13th falls on a Friday, we usually say it's Black Friday. I haven't heard of any Black Friday sales today. 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. It's a good day to have a good day in a good way. It's raining on the outside, so if you're leaving home, be prepared. Good morning, Yulin Alexander. How are you doing, my dear? Just thanking God for carrying me through another work week, yeah. Monica Miros Williams, good morning to you. Everything is set now. Good morning, Gordon. Good morning to everyone. Have a blessed, fantastic Friday and great weekend, everyone. Stay safe, so says Yulin. Where's Mildred this morning? I haven't seen Mildred as yet. Good morning to all and sundry. Whatever, sphere you're in, whatever denomination you are, whatever profession you are. In the final analysis, if you cut my hand and you cut your hand, we see red blood, right? Except you're really sick. Jelly and McIntyre, good morning to you. Forever praise his name. Singing, Lord, I thank you. Thank you, Father, for calling me. Thank you, Father. I've got to get that quotation from my good friend that sends them every morning. This morning he says, every new morning is God's way of saying one more time, go make a difference, touch a heart, encourage a mind, inspire a soul, and enjoy the day. Have a wonderful Friday. Friday blessings coming from Psalms 31:24. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. Have a great weekend. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's 23 minutes on to the hour of 7. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Angela Patterson, good morning to you. How are you doing? Those of you in the diaspora, good morning. Carriacou and PD Martinique, the Southern and the entire Grenadines. Good morning, good morning. Those of you in Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Belize. Morning, 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 morning. Thank you. Derek Sylvester is in Belize. Good morning. Thank you. I don't know if there are any Grenadians who were affected by that plane crash yesterday, man. Thank you. Listen to me, folks. Life is really, really something else. I was reading of this couple in India who, were in the medical field and they were all looking for a better life, and finally they got that opportunity to go to England. So the family of the husband, the wife, and 3 children boarded that Air India flight 171 bound for London. Didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, yeah? Really sad. My heart goes out to all those who are impacted by this. The word of the day today, that word is subdued. Subdued, S-U-B-D-U-E-D, subdued. It means quiet and restrained. Subdued, S-U-B-D-U-E-D, subdued, quiet and restrained. Thank you. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. His subdued tone reflected his somber mood. Sometimes I am subdued. As a matter of fact, based on, circumstances of life, most times I'm subdued, man. I'm restrained. But don't worry, sooner than later, it'll all burst at the seams, man. 21 minutes on to 7.
In case you missed it, I want you to know that today is a good day to have a good day in a good way. Morning, Johnny and Angus and the guys in Wester Hall. Ricey and everybody. Joanna, good morning to you. Marvin and Yvette Dominic, the Dominic family up at Stone Road. Hope you all doing fine. The motivational tip of the day is up next. Good morning, Nadisha. Nice, how you doing? You know, I'm going to make somebody dance now. Somebody's going to dance. Take breaks wisely. Rest when needed, but use breaks to recharge, not to procrastinate. Take breaks wisely, yeah? You need to, you're not a machine. You know, you're not, you're a human being, so you need to rest. Rest when needed, but use the breaks to recharge and not to put it off. You understand? I take a break and I ain't going back to it. No, you take a rest, you refocus, you recharge, and you hit it again. Angela Patterson, I pray God no one from Grenada or Trinidad was there. We pray for the 241 souls and comfort their families. Cicely Blackman, good morning to you. Just reminding you that just before the conversation, that's just around 10 minutes on to after 7 o'clock, we join Corporal Troy Paul of the Traffic Department of the RGPF for this morning's traffic report. And it's growing and growing and growing. We're getting more comprehensive. Let's see what's buzzing this morning. The Caribbean Development Bank pledges to drive inclusive growth in the Caribbean. LATAM Caribbean Development Bank doubles Ocean's funding to $2.5 billion. In the region, cleanup operations follow heavy rains in Trinidad. Internationally, the U.S. Army celebrates 250th anniversary with military parade. And that sort of coincides with President Donald Trump's 79th birthday. And it is causing a whole lot of chaos and protests in over 1,500 cities across the U.S., yeah? In sports, the GFA president to attend the World Football Summit in Hong Kong and also the first T20 International between West Indies and the Ireland was washed out. Not one ball was bowled. So we've got these stories and more coming up in the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather. Morning, Petlin. How are you doing? The folks in Munich. Mama Can, good morning. Ajamo, good morning. Mommy Lewis, I hope things are better. Hope you're doing fine, all right? Moyaki and family, Rastiba and family. Tammy, how you doing? Mildred, where you come out? You're just saying good morning. Nonetheless, good morning, my dear. Leroy or Lenroy Alexander. Good morning, good morning. Tess, what's up, man? You're lucky you identify because I know that name. Welcome home. Good morning, Erlin. How you doing? Hope you're doing fine. Keep it locked to Classic. We'll instill some spice in your life. Folks, this morning I've got a guest, non-Grenadian but Grenadian. And he's here to discuss a wonderful initiative. So that will be part of our conversation this morning. I want parents, teachers, guardians, business people to listen up. It's an initiative that can really make an impact on Grenada, on Grenada's youth. Yeah. So keep it locked and parked to Classic. The conversation comes up after the traffic report this morning. Folks, we've got to go. The AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather comes up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
If you are 50 years and over or turning 50 in 2024, our 50 plus car insurance is perfect for you. It's loaded with free benefits like loss of use, special perils, and windscreen cover up to $2,500. Getting to 50 is filled with ups and downs. Let's celebrate these moments together and look forward to 50 more. Call Beacon Insurance at 440-4447 or log on to beacongrenada.com to get a free quote today. Special conditions apply.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinair Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Friday, June 13th, 2025. Coming up in the news, the Caribbean Development Bank pledges to drive inclusive growth in the Caribbean. LATAM Caribbean Development Bank doubles Ocean's funding to $2.5 billion. In the region, cleanup operations follow heavy rains in Trinidad. Internationally, U.S. Army celebrates a 250th anniversary with military parade. And in sports, GFA president to attend World Football Summit in Hong Kong. And we also hear that the first T20 international between the West Indies and Ireland has been washed out. We've got the details to these and more after these messages.
Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a flexi credit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Arise's mobile internet experience app. Flexi Credit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your Flexi Credit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Arisa loan terms and conditions apply. Arisa Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Share the great taste of Grace Foods.
Quality nutrition from generation to generation.
The goodness of Grace Foods.
A good Friday morning, everyone. With the news in detail, I am Gordon Joseph. The Caribbean Development Bank, the CDB's president, Daniel Best, has pledged that the institution will press forward with determination and deliver results despite global and regional uncertainty. In his keynote address at the 55th annual meeting of the Board of Governors in Brasilia, Brazil, Best outlined a rebirth mission focused on inclusive growth, strategic resolve, and regional solidarity. We have more in this report.
At 55 years strong, the Caribbean Development Bank is undergoing a bold transformation, a rebirth of the bank, and a reimagining of both structure and spirit. Our development ethos is innovate, transform, thrive. At the heart of our mission, this ethos shapes our vision and guides our path toward building resilient institutions for a greener, stronger, and more inclusive Caribbean.
The CDB approved over $303 million in new projects in 2024, despite a challenging global environment. The bank is also advancing a just and inclusive energy transition through the Canadian $58.5 million surge program supported by Canada, which aims to promote solarization, emission reduction, and green job creation. Best highlighted the CDB's swift response to Hurricane Beryl, which hit Grenada and neighboring islands last July. The bank provided technical assistance and $5.5 million in emergency financing within 72 hours to support recovery efforts. He said the CDB remains committed to transforming Caribbean lives through innovative financial mechanisms, climate investments, and a focus on local knowledge and human capital. Meanwhile, the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean, CAF, is doubling its investment in ocean protection and sustainable marine activities to $2.5 billion over the period 2025 to 2030. This new commitment brings its total investment in ocean conservation to $3.75 billion when combined with its previous fundings. The bank's investments have already made a significant impact, exceeding its initial commitment of $1.25 billion from 2022 to 2026. Its funding has supported initiatives such as strengthening marine protected areas, managing illegal fishing, and providing loans for wastewater treatment plants. The oceans play a vital role in supporting trade, food, and employment for coastal communities, as well as maintaining global climate systems. However, funding for ocean conservation has fallen short, with investments totaling only $10 billion from 2015 to 2019, which was far below the $175 billion needed annually. The UN Oceans Conference in France next week aims to rally stronger commitments from countries to protect and invest in oceans. And finally, the 2025 UN Ocean Conference is wrapping up today, with small island nations playing a crucial role in shaping the declaration. As frontline communities vulnerable to rising sea and marine degradation, their experience and leadership are vital to crafting effective ocean policy. Grenada's Special Envoy and Ambassador for Climate, Safia Sani, expressed satisfaction with the draft outcomes reference to the Antigua and Barbuda Agenda for Small Island Developing States, ABAS. She emphasized that small islands are committed to implementing their obligations on the ABAS, demonstrating their determination to turn commitments into action. Sani stressed that the ocean is integral to small island nations' heritage, culture, and economy, and that a meaningful ocean declaration must prioritize their needs. She called on countries to show leadership through real action, not just financing or offsets, to support the ocean agenda and ensure a successful outcome for all. Now that concludes the local segment of news. The regional and international developments, along with the sports and the weather, they are straight ahead. In the region, cleanup operations follow heavy rains in Trinidad. We've got this and more in this OCM News Network report.
Cleanup operations are taking place in some parts affected by heavy rains in Trinidad and Tobago. Overnight, many areas remained underwater, and the Met Office is warning of more bad weather to come. In its latest bulletin, the Meteorological Service says an adverse weather alert number 5 yellow level has been issued. Senior Met Officer Gary Benjamin tells us heavy rains and even thunderstorms are in the forecast.
We have also continued the yellow level significant severe weather alert until this afternoon because we are looking at continuing bouts of rainfall. We may see an ease from yesterday, but in areas they are still expected to have 1 or 2 heavy showers, which could become thunderstorms, thundery at times. So we still have the yellow level for severe weather out within the last 48 hours, and these are unconfirmed figures that have been able to gather so far. We have had nearly 60% of the long-term average for June so far over 48 hours.
Mr. Benjamin said earlier today a riverine flood alert number 2, orange level, is also in effect. He said all rivers within the Caroni Basin in parts of central Trinidad have reached their thresholds, while some have overflown their banks.
All the major rivers in the Caroni River Basin has either been close to threshold, at threshold, or some are overspilling. We are at an orange level alert. We're looking at El Carmen, we're looking at Caroni, Tunapuna, South Oropouche, North Oropouche, Manuel Congo, and the Conupia River. Those rivers that are all within the Caroni River Basin and flows into the Caroni. So the situation is serious at this time and does in fact warrant an orange level alert. And that should last in the first instance, that is, I repeat, in the first instance till this afternoon around 6 p.m. and it may be discontinued, as well as if we see the situation warrants it to be continued, it may be continued.
Mr. Benjamin said the situation is serious and people need to be very cautious. CARICOM leaders are to meet with Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva for a one-day summit under the theme Moving Closer to Unite. Reports tell the Caribbean Media Corporation that the summit marks a renewed push to deepen cooperation between Brazil and the Caribbean region in response to global and regional challenges. It is reported the summit will center on 5 key priorities, namely food and nutritional security, climate change, energy transition, disaster risk management, and connectivity. The high-level meeting will also address wider regional concerns, including coordinated support for Haiti and shared positions ahead of major global fora, including the United Nations Climate Change Conference. The conference is to be held in Brazil from November 10th to the 21st this year. The summit is expected to adopt a declaration on COP30. And in Barbados, Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley has emphasized that the tax concessions granted to the Bayview Hospital for its new 24/7 urgent care facility are contingent on ensuring that public patients also benefit from the investment. Speaking at the official opening of the facility, the Prime Minister yesterday stressed that although the hospital is privately owned, the government's decision to waive certain taxes was based on an understanding.
We are seeing new groundbreaking here because while we have had other urgent care facilities across the island over the course of the last 2 decades, this is the first one that is being attached to a hospital that is not publicly owned. And to that extent, it is a step in the right direction. We would have provided as a government tax concessions with respect to the facilities that you see here. And the foregoing of taxes would be in exchange for an agreement between the owners of this hospital and the Ministry of Health with respect to the seeing of patients for the benefit of the public space and the public delivery of health care.
She added that an agreement is currently being negotiated between the hospital's management and the Ministry of Health in order to formalize this arrangement.
And looking further afield, Washington, D.C. is hosting a military parade on Saturday to mark the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. The event, which may cost up to $45 million, will feature over 7,000 soldiers, tanks, military vehicles, marching bands, and a fireworks display. The parade coincides with U.S. President Donald Trump's 79th birthday. Trump has described the event as like no other. The event has sparked controversy with protests planned in over 1,500 U.S. cities. Organizers of the No Kings demonstration describe it as a nationwide day of defiance against government corruption. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has apologized for a corruption scandal that led to the downfall of a top Socialist Party official. Sanchez acknowledged corruption is a reality, but opposition leader Alberto Núñez Feijóo called for Sanchez's resignation, saying his leadership was no longer tenable. A New York judge has declared a mistrial in Harvey Weinstein's sex crimes trial related to a 2013 rape charge. The jury had previously found him guilty of one count of sexual assault and not guilty of another. The mistrial was declared after a juror refused to continue deliberations. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg announced plans to retry Weinstein on the rape charge, which would be his third trial in New York. And finally, the UK's Food Standards Agency has warned that certain Jolly Rancher sweets owned by Hershey's are unsafe to eat due to containing chemicals that may damage DNA and increase cancer risk. The agency is urging businesses and consumers to stop buying and selling the affected products. Hershey has stated that product safety is the top priority, but noted that U.S.-produced products may not meet UK regulatory requirements. That's the regional and international news. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead, followed closely by the weather. Good morning, sporting fans. Good news, proud moments for the Grenada Football Association, the GFA, as its president is marked to make an international stage appearance at the World Football Summit, the WFS, in Hong Kong. President Marlon Glynn has been invited as a guest speaker, marking a significant moment for Grenada and Caribbean football. The summit, taking place from September 3rd to 4th, brings together global football leaders to discuss the sport's future. Glynn's participation highlights Grenada's growing influence in shaping the sport's evolution, making him the only representative from a small island developing state among football giants. And finally, the first T20 match between Ireland and West Indies was abandoned due to rain, with not a single ball being bowled at the Brady Cricket Ground. The washout gives the West Indies a brief respite after the 3-0 series loss to England, where their bowling attack struggled to contain the English batters. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy has expressed concerns about his team's bowling performance, citing a lack of discipline and inability to handle pressure. He emphasized the need for quick solutions, especially with the T20 World Cup just 8 months away. Sammy has faith in his batting unit, which has shown consistency in recent years, but warned that the bowlers must pull their weight if the team is to see any form of improvement. He pointed to England's ability to recover from early setbacks as an example his team must follow. The series continues with the next T20 match scheduled for June 14th and the series finale taking place on June 15th. The West Indies will look to bounce back and make a statement in the remaining matches as they aim to fine-tune their game ahead of the T20 World Cup. God be with us. That's the sports at this time. We'll have more sports in our luncheon edition and, of course, in our primetime newscast. Stay with us, folks. The weather forecast is straight ahead. All right, folks, it's now 5 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we now head to the Met Office, the forecast desk at the MBIA, where we speak with forecaster Andre Charles, who's going to give us the latest weather forecast. Good morning, good Friday morning to you. It's Black Friday, Andre.
Yes, good morning, and it's indeed. And good morning to the general public. And here's weather for today, Friday the 13th June 2025. Currently it's cloudy, winds are from the east at 11 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 14.6 millibars, that's above normal and rising. Present temperature 27.9 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 77%. Yesterday's maximum temperature 30.5 degrees Celsius. Last night's minimum 25.3 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 2 millimeters of rainfall was recorded, which brings the total for the month to 32.7 millimeters. Now to have a look at the forecast for the day and tonight. Today we expect some partly cloudy to cloudy, windy and slightly hazy, with some brief isolated morning showers. Becoming fair to partly cloudy during the afternoon. Maximum temperature 31 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate to slightly rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in easterly swells. Hence, a small craft advisory remains in effect. Tides be low at 11:30 a.m. and high at 5:30 p.m. Sunset today at 6:32, rises tomorrow at 5:42. Just a repeat of the forecast, back for today and tonight. Partly cloudy to cloudy, windy and slightly hazy, with some brief isolated morning showers. Becoming fair to partly cloudy during the afternoon. Maximum temperature 31 degrees Celsius, and the smoke off advisory remains in effect. I'm Andre Charles, report from Met Office. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andre. Have yourself a wonderful day as usual. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
Get money where you are, almost anywhere you are, send money over with Western Union. This is whoa, this is whoa, is Western Union. Send to your friends and your family. With Western Union, we're moving money. No matter where you are never far. Get money where you are, almost anywhere you are, send money over. Move it for better.
Western Union, moving money for better.
It's 8 minutes after 7 o'clock to end the news. A recap of the headlines. CDB on rebirth mission. LATAM Caribbean Development Bank doubles Ocean's funding to $2.5 billion. In the region, the Caribbean Development Bank pledges to drive inclusive growth in the Caribbean. And the cleanup operations follow heavy rains. Internationally, U.S. Army celebrates 250th anniversary with military parade. And in sports, GFA president to attend World Football Summit in Hong Kong, and the first T20 International between Ireland and the West Indies was washed out. That has been the morning edition of news for today, Friday, June 13th, 2025. On behalf of the entire news department, I'm Gordon Joseph, thanking you for viewing and listening, wishing you a productive day, and extending the invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere.
There for you.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be your kitchen to greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Take the first step to home your way with Nexa, where dreams of your perfect home are within reach. Follow your unique path to home ownership with the comforts you always envisioned. A space where every corner reflects your style and every room is filled with your memories. Whether you're buying land or your first house, building or remodeling your home, Nexa's Home Your Way loan is designed to fit your needs with flexible rates, friendly terms, and the support of a community that cares. Home Your Way. Your home, your dreams, your way. Start with Nexa. Call 440-1354. Visit nexacreditunion.com or email loans@nexacreditunion.com.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world. Looking to shop online from your favorite...
All right, Grenada, it's 12 minutes after 7 o'clock. At this time, I now join Corporal Troy Paul from the Traffic Department of the RGPF. Good morning, Corporal Paul.
Good morning to you and good morning to all your listeners, both locally and in the diaspora. But I want to emphasize mainly this morning to our motorists this morning. It is that time for our traffic report, and I'm definitely going to advise persons as to the state of our roads at the time in terms of traffic, and to ensure that you get to work on time and to get safely. So far, I am reporting from most of the areas such as Grenville, Guave, even the town of St. George's, and all of the traffic in those areas are light to moderate. There's no obstruction in any of the areas, no accidents reported. So our roads are free from all obstruction at the time, so persons traversing in these areas can drive freely and get to their destination safely. You don't need no diversion at the time. However, we have no reports of any obstruction in any of the adjoining roads. However, we start seeing built up in the areas which we normally would expect in the area of Calviny, the Toby Road with exit onto the Woodlands Public Road, and also the Grandlands Public Road in the direction of the Radisson Hotel in the area of the traffic light. However, persons will be out in most of these areas, officers especially, wardens, assisting in those areas that we normally will see a heavy flow of traffic to assist drivers and pedestrians alike so that they can get to their destination safely and on time, as I have stated. So far, all our roads are free from obstructions, but we know as we get closer to the 8 o'clock hours, which most of our traffic starts from 7:30, get up to the 8 o'clock hour, and a little past after 9, we'll see a build-up of traffic in most of the areas, especially in our towns and the area of Calviny. Expect a little bit of obstruction in those areas, such as Calviny, Toby Road, Grandlands Public Road, and maybe just a few of the areas. Normally we don't anticipate any accident, but I trust that our roads remain free from obstruction and any accident at the time so persons can get to work safely. If you have not left home as yet to get to your destination, I trust that you do so and do so in a timely manner so that you can get to work on time. So that would be all for our traffic update. However, it would be remiss of me if I don't leave a traffic tip with the Grenadian UTL listeners. And I want to touch a little on driving under the influence of alcohol. I know it's Friday and a lot of persons say it's TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and we normally see persons would consume alcohol. But if you're drinking, please do not drive. And if you're driving, think about the actions. Remember, alcohol affects your judgment and reaction time. And it is also an offense under the Road Traffic Act that if you have alcohol in your blood and you're driving and you're stopped by a police officer, you will be subjected to a breathalyzer test. And once you're found in excess of 70 micrograms of alcohol in 100 milliliters of breath, you will be arrested and charged for the offense of driving under the influence of alcohol. But it is more so your safety and the safety of others that you should not drink and drive or drive under the influence of alcohol, because one accident can lead to road fatality or serious accidents which cause injuries and damage to property. So let us be wise and be responsible as drivers, and please do not be drinking or driving under the influence of alcohol. That is all for this morning in terms of our road traffic update and our road safety tips.
Thank you very much, Corporal Paul. Have yourself a great weekend. Get some rest, you and your entire department. And if the good Lord permits, we'll do this again from Monday.
Yes, please.
Have
one question before we leave. If you're texting...
Who's driving?
Who's driving?
Who's driving? Have a good one. Have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that was the traffic report. We take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with the conversation. Don't you go anywhere.
Look.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting, and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Union to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look? The Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
And financing.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Southern Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Good morning and welcome to the conversation. It's 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. As promised, I have with me Mr. Nick Tomlinson. John Tomlinson, rather. All right, where this Nick came from. All right, and he's not Grenadian, but Grenadian, because he claims that he first visited Grenada in 2018. Yes. And he's been here for 8 times since then, and he has already made his application to become a full-fledged Grenadian. And that's wonderful. It's always interesting when folks from the outside sees our beauty on the island and tranquility and everything like that, and wants to be with us. Yeah. And he's here with a purpose, though. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
I am doing fine, and it's so good to have you in studio. As a matter of fact, I need to tell my audience that he says he's from Los Angeles.
Yeah, I live there currently.
You live there, and he viewed the program for years.
Yes.
For years, since COVID. He said that was his inspiration. I feel honored by this. But you're here in Grenada on a mission. Tell us about this mission.
Yes, so my partner and I, Nick Savage, he developed a program called Savage Flight. It's in Florida, and he helped develop it also in Virginia. He actually trained my daughters when they ran track with him when they were teenagers. We've come together to develop a program called the Grenada Sports Center of Excellence.
The Grenada Sports Center of Excellence. That's good. That's good news.
Yes. And so the passion behind the program really came from myself and my wife. I've coached for 32 years. Coached in the NFL. I've coached at the major college level, most recently at UCLA, and that's why I live out there now. And I've been a lot of different places. I've lived in 12 zip codes in 2 years. And, you get to a point where you realize you want to live out your purpose a little bit more meaningful. And as much as I love coaching the sport, I believe this is a great time to pivot. And I thank Delma Thomas and Deacon Mitchell for bringing up what the needs were on the island. I know after the most recent Carifta and the success that the team had, she talked about developing some type of center, and I've heard it before, where they wanted to have something that allowed athletes to come and train. Now, I don't mean sports specifically necessarily, but to be able to get the whole wellness training. And so for us, Nick and I, we want to create, as Nick loves to coin it, a triple threat athlete. And what do I mean by that? To be able to help their mental wellness, train them physically when they come in the morning, and that's weight training, strength and conditioning, the ability to move laterally, get up off the ground fast, because all of these things help the overall athlete. Okay. And then they can go back to their specific coach. And who is this for primarily? It's for that age group of 16 to 18. Why? Because they get lost after they leave secondary school. but they still might have opportunities.
In terms of their athletics.
Exactly.
Sporting careers.
Exactly.
Okay.
And let me not forget that last part of the triple threat is the academic piece. So we want to be able to work with our on-island partner, the Caribbean Coding Academy, to help develop some careers in agricultural technology. Let's just say they want to go into developing code or web design, or be a creator, as I hear a lot in Los Angeles, because everyone is a social media guru. But if these are careers that they want to aspire to be a part of, then let's help them on those tracks and create a certification for them. So by the time they leave our program, 1 to 2 years, they can go to the States or Canada or Europe, and they can go to a school and get a 4-year education. And they already have some background. Because what we found is in the United States, when a person leaves a secondary school level or high school, they're 18, 19 years old. Here, they're 15 to 16. And so they're not as physically further along as they would be in the States. We want to be that buffer zone, so we're not taking anything away from any association here in sports. We're not hurting any of the secondary schools. We're taking the athletes that have just left and trying to help build something sustaining for them. Help them from the neck up with the mental training, which is what I'll be responsible for in directing the program here, because I want to live here, and this is my purpose.
So in essence, that initiative is sort of like a precursor to scholarship and when universities,
yes,
and so forth. And will it be specific to a particular sporting discipline per se?
No.
Whether it's you're doing athletics or volleyball, or is it general?
Yes, it's general, so we don't offend the local coaches, because part of our process is, since I'm going to be on the island, Nick Savage, who's a part of leading this off, he's in Florida. He won't be here as much as I will because I'm here full time, but we're hiring on-island coaches. So there's some job creation opportunities. And not only just through the coaching aspect, but being able to create some internships, maybe bringing SGU in to help with a small medical staff, because these are ideal internships for students, or at TAMCC, because we need to watch the players to make sure when they finish, they go in, they get treatment, those types of things. So it's not sports specific, it's all sports. It's for the ladies and the men. All right, so I know, really what we want to do is gear a lot of this around Olympic sports.
Okay.
All right. So I know we had beach volleyball. You had someone on.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
The female category doing exceedingly well. The men is coming up. They just placed third in a regional competition there.
Yes. So what we want to do is collaborate with all the associations on the island. I mean, obviously this needs to be funded. I understand the government has went through part of their budget for sports, and our hope and prayer is that they can find something, or through just me being on this show, we can get some contributions from some of the businesses on island, because we need this. I know it. I've done my research. I've been here a lot. I've spoken to athletes every time I've been here, and they do need that support. We need to be able to support that group, because even in the United States, you have athletes that leave that they don't get major scholarships, so they end up going to junior college, and sometimes they get lost there, but sometimes, depending on how they perform, they leave the junior college and then they go to a 4-year university.
Nice. Okay, so I grasp the concept. It's not sports discipline oriented, it's holistic.
Yes.
And do you intend to have like a physical home for this initiative?
Yes. So I understand anytime you bring in a proposal, and I've seen other ones that look like ours that I was blessed to see from some people in government. Some of these programs, they require a facility. Well, we'll use the existing one. We can do that. When you bring everybody in to do something and build an initiative, it's urgent. For me, this is urgent. So what we want to do is use the National Cricket Stadium during the week, especially when there's not events going on. Use the offices there, go across the field and use the weight room at Karani James if possible, or they can put weights in the National Cricket. We feed them there. Bring local restaurants or cooks or chefs in to feed them breakfast and lunch, and then we give them some supplements. Because I learned this in every professional organization I worked from the Commanders, the Washington Commanders, to at that time the Oakland Raiders and the UCLA Bruins. You have a staff of people that train them, and you have a group that feeds them. and we need to be able to make sure their diets are right and they're prepared to compete. So by the time they go back to the association, the Cricket Association or GFA, and they compete in the afternoons or they have practice, the coach doesn't have to worry about their conditioning. It's already in place. They're already physically ready to go. So now they can focus more on repetition, because that's the master of learning. It's the repetition. That's how they get better, and it allows them to compete.
As a former teacher, we always say repetition creates learning. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, to come up with such a noble initiative, right? A meaningful, impactful initiative, you must have done some assessment of Grenada's sporting realm.
Yes.
And what are your impressions on, do you think Grenada has what it takes to have our athletes compete at the highest level? We've seen quite a number of our athletes excelling, but do you think with your initiative, it can take them to higher levels, longer distances, faster speeds, faster timing?
Absolutely. And I'm going to give you three things. I want to thank Chinny Joseph for introducing me to Kim Fullerton, because Kim Fullerton is a part of our staff. He's going to work with us. He's in Texas now. We've crossed
paths. Just pause. For those of you who don't know or don't remember, Kim Fullerton is one of our local coaches, right? He while here, he was attached to SAS, St. Andrews Anglican Secondary School, and he went up to Midwestern University, where he's doing wonders up there.
Yeah. So I've had the benefit of having some local coaches school me on the athletes. So not only do I see it when I'm coming here, but I'm looking at the times in Carifta. I know we placed third in the medal count, and that's just track. But the athletes are here. There's a ton of potential here to develop a lot of opportunities in the Olympic sports sector. One part of my proposal was to be able to also launch American flag football, because it's going to be an Olympic sport. So for some of the athletes in GFA or in cricket that may not qualify, we can use those athletes. We can cross-train them, and they can play football. Why not? I'm here. Okay. I know how to teach that sport. Okay. And so, I have definitely identified through the local coaches, as well as doing my own research online, what I can, that we definitely can take this to a higher level. Jamaica does it all the time. They have a center of excellence. They do this with their eyes closed. We can do the same thing. Just because it's 100,000 people on this island don't mean we can't have a center of excellence. The kids deserve it.
All right. And This is wonderful timing, because the government has just implemented the national sports policy and so forth. Because we as a people, we've come to that place where we realize that the white-collar jobs are not just the career paths that are available at the moment. There is an honest, good career path in athletics and most of the sporting disciplines. The doctors and the lawyers and the policemen and the teachers and so forth, we need them, but they're not the careers that are making the monies nowadays.
Right.
So, and how soon do you intend for this Center of Excellence to get commissioned?
Listen, the curriculum is already written. It's a 48-week curriculum with respect to Carnival, Christmas, and any other time off.
Easter.
Yes. I'm prepared. I can come tomorrow if the government and local businesses could help support it, because they already have the proposal. And, I'm patient. And I came here from L.A. I left on Monday night.
Just before the riots.
We didn't talk about that. I came here Monday night, flew into Miami at 5 a.m., and I was here on Tuesday. And I had the proposal with the PS on Wednesday. So this means everything for me. I came here for that purpose, and I understand she said that she's going to meet with the stakeholders, but I'm ready. My desire was to be here in July, so I can start meeting with the local coaches from different sports associations and disciplines, so we can talk about the system that's necessary to get it going. And then after Carnival, sometime maybe late August, we can begin, because we have to be able to, get the people that are going to cook for these student athletes and make sure we have the bus drivers to go and get them. If my big plan to make sure everyone from every parish is involved and Curlin Peters, who's been instrumental in helping as well, can help identify those 50 to 100 student athletes, then we can get going. I'm not waiting. And I'm going to say this, this is so important. But, the enemy of purpose is not failure. It's settling. And I could sit in the United States and go and coach at another place and be partially fulfilled, or I can live out my purpose as God has shown me to by being here, because I've been here a lot, and I know I'm supposed to be here.
Let me ask you this. Why Grenada?
That's a great question, and I have an easy answer for that. Byron Monroe, who I look at as a mentor, he grew up here with his wife, and I met him in 2007 and coached his son, who was my quarterback, at a high school called Briarwoods High School in Virginia. And he's from Grenada. And I remember Byron used to invite my wife and I over for Christmas dinner. And he would go on for hours talking about Grenada, the fruit, the people, how long you would celebrate Christmas. It always intrigued me. But obviously, that was 2008. I told you my first time visiting was 2018.
10 years later.
Yeah, sometimes you just not ready. And God knows you're not ready. So he slowly feeds you what you need until you're ready. And so that curiosity was cured. When I came here in 2018, he introduced me to some of his friends. We stayed in Vendom for 4 days. And man, that was an experience. I loved that. And then we stayed at a resort. And after that, we never stayed in another resort. We always rented a place. We stayed with the locals. And that's really what it was. He set it up. It was just his conversation. And Byron, his son Alex, was one heck of an athlete. He's a teacher now in Chicago, and he is a life changer. He's doing a phenomenal job. But he's one of the first guys that I mentored and coached, and he's from here. And so that really was the beginning of it.
So Grenada is home.
Grenada is home.
Yeah, Grenada is home. So happy to have you here. And I do hope that the relevant authorities, the powers that be, who can make this a reality, work speedily. Because in my humble opinion, this is not a competitive initiative. It's not going to compete with the clubs or anything like that.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, it's going to foster what they're doing.
Yeah.
And in the final analysis, Grenada and Grenada's athletes are the ones that are going to benefit from this.
That's exactly right.
And
I had a quick question for you. I have my contact information. If anyone from the business sector wants to reach out to me, if that's okay, feel free to call me on my WhatsApp number. Can I give it?
Please. Yes.
Okay, 571-216-7367. 571-216-7367. I'm John Tomlinson, and my local partners on island is Clifford Brown at the Caribbean Coding Academy and Keith Ashby. And so if you want to talk to them about any of the technology, the agro-tech opportunities that we're creating, please reach out to them as well.
Bro, I want to thank you for choosing Grenada, firstly.
Thank you.
And like I said, I hope that this thing materializes faster than you anticipated.
Amen.
And that in the final analysis, Grenada as a whole can benefit.
Absolutely.
And welcome home.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Folks, I hope you listened. As Tomlinson said, if you're a business entity out there and you think that you would like your brand to be aligned with such a transformative program, this is your opportunity. I'll just ask him once again to give out your number.
Absolutely. 571-216-7367. Last name is Tomlinson, Tomlinson. It's like John in the Bible.
Okay, and in the event that you did not get the number, but you can contact the Grenada Coding Academy.
Yes,
and make some connections there. John, thank you very much for being here with us this morning. I really look forward to the fruition of this campaign, and it's all excitement. All right. Sylvia Hernandez says, "Good morning, nice from Florida."
Awesome.
You see, that's how far the the program reaches. My good friend Sherry and Nichols say, you see, people listen from all over. So when some of these Grenadians calling and talking foolishness, you have to fact check them. We always try our best, but we need to, let the people speak. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Folks, we'll take a break. When we come back, we talk steel band with a group from St. David. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back up.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
The tropics have come to life. A storm is threatening. The clock is ticking. It's time to take action. We're just 48 hours out. A hurricane watch is imminent or has just been issued. Get your car filled with gas and make sure you have plenty of cash. And now's the time to check your evacuation kit. Make sure you have a few days of food and water and grab any last-minute items. And check your insurance papers and other important documents and make sure they're up to date and saved electronically. Also, protect the documents that you are taking with you by putting them in a waterproof envelope. And don't forget to keep tabs on the forecast.
New models are just coming in, so be ready to adjust to any changes in the storm track or intensity. And remember that
the storm is growing stronger and getting closer. We're only 24 hours out. A hurricane warning is up. So finish securing windows and openings with shutters or plywood. Remove all loose items on your property and follow advice of local officials and evacuate if told to do so. Now, the outer bands of the storm are just coming ashore, and it's time to be at your safe location. Family members and friends, they need to know where you are, so share your plans. And remember, all your electronics need to be fully charged, because with a storm like this, let me tell you, the power, it could be out for days. And the weather's going downhill fast. Landfall is upon us. Trees are starting to come down. Now is the time to shelter in place and ride out the storm.
Website triple.
Financing.
Public Bank. We're the one.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. The conversation continues this morning, and again, I want to, in case you're wondering, yes, it's classic, it's the conversation, but I've changed my theme song. I'm now using Jeremy Hector's guitar version of Morning Glow, and I love it. Let's take a little listen to this. Grenada's got it, man. We've got it. But I've got with me in the studio two goodly gentlemen. They are representing the Corinthians Steel Orchestra. And Corinthians, it's biblical, but it's also Grenadian, because when you're a Corinthian, it means that you're from Corinth, isn't it?
Correct, is right.
Yes, all the time. Gentlemen, good morning. To my extreme right is my good friend, family, Ken Joseph, we call him KJ or Ken Star, and
Mr. Hugh Alexander.
Wow, that guy, you're a prolific speaker, man. Yeah,
Thank you, man.
Yes, you're powerful. As my dad would say, you're very powerful, man. Good. So, welcome. I'm happy that we're having this conversation this morning, because for a couple of years now, I have been advocating for steel band in St. David, and then I got to know that there was steel band in St. David before, but it sort of took a hiatus, and now you guys are tasked with the responsibility of reviving and resuscitating it. Tell us about it.
Well, actually, good morning, Grenada. Good morning to everyone, especially people of Corinth and Bidis Bacalet. Actually, Corinthians had a steel band. They had participated in Carnival in Panorama from 2000 to 2001. After Ivan, the band came non-band, and no one was. They had it under the community center in Corinth. And at the time I went up there and I saw the pan. Actually, we went and cleaned up the community center, and I see the pan, and I started to inquire. And Mr. Licorice told me they're not participating anymore. So if I want to get rid of the pan, get rid of the pan. But I find pan was missing in Corinth, in St. David in particular. So we decided to get rid of the old pan. I called Mr. Cyrus, and he selected the best pan source. And here is the history after that.
Wow. So you can boastfully claim that you kept the pans alive.
Thank you, sir. That's true.
All right. And having the pan, the actual instrument, is one thing, but getting a cadre of people to play them is a different thing. How are preparations in terms of getting people who are interested in playing pan and getting the requisite trainers and so forth to train them to play the pan? How is that progressing?
Actually, I want to thank our Prime Minister, who was also instrumental in helping us. Our main aim is to cater for the youths. We have 5 primary schools in Corinth, in St. David, and 2 secondary schools. So our main aim is to tackle them. And when we tackle them, we will try to get the interest. And if they're interested in it, we will start. Also, we have proposed arranger to assist us.
Okay.
And that's the gentleman from New Dimension. The ministry appointed him to try and see if he could help us.
Okay, so can start from your end, the level of interest from the schools that you have approached, the 5 primary schools and 2 secondary schools in St. David. Are they interested? The children, are they interested?
Actually, we didn't tackle the school as yet.
Okay.
It was advised wait until after the examination, and then we'll start in September. Our aim is to get a letter towards the principal of the school so that we get the parents and the children involved. And hopefully, September coming, we will be able to roll out the whole program. Because the pan have to tune, and that's the biggest problem we have to get to the tuner.
Okay.
And we need a few other instruments.
Okay, so in essence, Corinthian Steel Orchestra won't be on the scene for Carnival 2025?
No, but we were asked to make a guest appearance, but the problem we'll have is to get some other pan to help us, like a 2 tenor pan. We got another 2 tenor pan and a double tenor. we able to make a guest appearance on St. David Launcher Carnival. If possible, can they approach us to see if we could get it?
Well, let me ask you this: you're talking in Pan language. Are you a panist yourself?
No, I have no idea what Pan. I just grew up in St. Paul's around Comancheros, but I never play Pan. It's something I love. Pan. We used to push Pan, go on Market Hill, and so forth.
So that means you know the Honorable Cecil Noel well.
Yes, I know Mr. Noel very well.
Not Mr. Noel, the Honorable Cecil Noel. Okay, he's an honorable man. Yeah. Okay, so KJ, I know you're a music exponent. You're into music. I remembered a number of years ago you showed off your skills on stage and a competition where you pick up almost every piece of instrument and played it. So you're being involved with this Corinthian Steel Orchestra. It augurs well. And how involved are you?
I'm glad you mentioned that. Oh, good morning, Grenada, and thank you for having us. I'm glad you mentioned that because when Hugh, this gentleman here, he's a get-goer. He's a mover. Okay. He's a shaker. Anything Hugh is involved in, and he tells me about it, and he expresses himself. Sometimes he share the idea, and we brainstorm.
Okay.
And certain things come up. You say, KJ, what do you think? And as soon as I heard that, I mean, I'm not from Current, but as a music enthusiast, as a person that played on ship and hotels, I played with some of the top musicians in Grenada. You know Arthur Stevens, the Smokey. You know Brian Huss.
Yep, right? Of course.
And of course, you know my musical history. So when I heard that, it's not just about the Pan, by the way, because the whole focus is on teaching and having teachers coming to advance and to help the youth, especially the schools.
Okay.
And the orchestra, as you know, was part and parcel of the community of Corinth before.
Right, that's home for me now, eh?
Right, that's your home.
Yeah.
No, and it's very close to Corinth School.
Yeah.
It's very important for me as a person to encourage children as well, because I know what music done for me. I've played and shipped with Dash,
of course,
his brother.
Yeah,
Dash brother is a very, very good pan man. Oscar Smokey, right? You didn't know Dash had a brother. There's a pan man, right? Neilon.
Okay.
I played with all these guys. As a matter of fact, I used to show off when I was singing and so on. I used to turn the pan the next way around, and Neilon used to play it from the different end. Okay. Neilon is a really good pan man. And remembering those things and what music caused me to see different parts of the world. Through music, I travel the world. I've seen a lot of places, and I know the benefit it can bring socially. If you're a person that get angry, you can help you with your temper. If you need a little change, you can go in the hotel. If you maybe a producer, you sing, or you're interested in doing songs and stuff like that, and you're musically inclined, because once you learn to play a pan, it therefore means to learn the guitar, to learn the drums, to learn the keyboard, it will be easier.
Okay.
And just involving the youth in the interest of being part and parcel of Current Steel Orchestra is just a joy for me, because I want to see that spread throughout the whole of St. David's and
beyond. Okay.
A matter of fact, I remember having conversations with the Prime Minister and things like that, because what my personal view is, it should be incorporated, music on a whole should be incorporated into the educational system. Because
I endorse that as well.
You and all know the kind of monies that you can make by playing a cruise ship, playing in hotels. You know that, right? But it also brings a kind of a discipline, just as how you do. And if you could play music, it means you'll be good in maths. If you can play music, it means you'll be good in English. Because music is maths and English.
Yeah.
You agree?
Of course.
That's a song. That's a song, Mr. King.
Stop it. Stop it.
You are the king. You are the king. Right.
I'm the monarch, as Philly would say. I'm the monarch.
Well, you're the king monarch. Right? So basically, what our mission is basically to help the community and to get the businesses on board, because pan is an expensive venture. If you want to tune one pan or to buy one pan, costs a lot of money. Pan is more expensive than a guitar. Imagine I have one of my guitar is over $700-800 US.
Okay.
You understand me? So I know the cost of instrument. And I remember even on my guitar, when Smokey and I used to be playing, Smokey myself touch it, used to be playing in hotel, and people go, come and take my guitar, want to touch my guitar. I will hold my guitar to me and then put it on the bag for myself, because I want you to touch my guitar. Okay. You understand that kind of a way? Okay. People ain't gonna understand that, because that's the passion. So I'm thinking about all that. I say, you know what? I'm gonna come on board, because this gentleman here, senior, this guy here, anything he involved in, he loves people, and he has a good heart.
You're a politician now?
I love politics. I love politics.
He has a good heart.
Okay.
And there isn't, I mean, I've been around, and he's just phenomenal. And he want to see current Steel Orchestra go forward. So we calling on the business people to help. We calling on the teachers. We calling on the parents. Tell your children about it and try to involve them in it. And not just pan. Because I could do my bit on the drum, so I could help somebody to play drum.
Okay.
I cannot play pan, by the way.
Okay.
But I could do a little drum, and then we have other people that will come in, because Hugh might tell you a little bit more about the gentleman that are going to come in and help.
In the interest of time, someone is trying to get in on the conversation. Maybe you're getting a sponsor just there. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning. Not a sponsor in a sense, but I must encourage KG and another guy for resuscitating or revitalizing Corinthian Steel Orchestra. I recall him in days gone by. There were almost 3 bands in St. David's. One band who came there was Scarab Harmonites. They used to be downstairs at Bellevue Community Center in St. David's. And then St. David's being a big parish, I mean, one of the biggest constituencies we have, should have had at least 3 steel bands. Yeah, so I must say I must give him an encouragement, and I wish that the fact is that they'll be in Panorama 2025. All the best, KJ, and take care of yourself, man. Keep on coming, man. Pan is alive.
Thank you. Let me, in the interest of time, we're running out of time. Do you intend to? Well, not do you intend, but will the current administration, be getting involved in terms of support, the logistical support, the financial support, and beyond? Do they intend to get involved there?
Of course, yes. The Ministry of Culture with our Senator Adrian Mitchell gave his commitment. Adrian Thomas.
Yeah.
Gave his commitment.
If Adrian Thomas heard you see it. That man just buried me because Adrian Mitchell passed on. That was peace man, right?
Yeah. But he gave his commitment to Mitchell Sports, and we have a commitment from our dear beloved Prime Minister, who loves to see community development. He wants to see people get involved in those activities. So we have that kind of support. Also, I had spoken to West Hall Estate at the time, and I had spoken to Country Coast too. And they give me the encouragement. So most likely, look forward. We are coming to you with a letter to help us sponsor, because the NGO group, so we're actually trying to get sponsors from the business sector at least to help.
Well, I don't want it to sound like you're begging, because too often I think musicians and artists in Grenada around now are sometimes considered as beggars. You go to Trinidad and something like that, that's big investment, because there's the multiplier effect. For example, what would sound better than Country Cool's Corinthian Steel Orchestra? More people buying chicken. You understand? Just the mere fact that an entity in the parish is throwing its financial, moral, and all other support behind an initiative that can foster the younger people and change the whole landscape of the community, because Pan unifies, Pan educates, Pan de-escalates. Children who were angry and so forth, they come to play Pan, they anger, and so there's a holistic, there's a multiplier effect to it. So it's important. entities out there don't see it as a cost, see it as an investment that will bring returns. Remember, not all returns are financial.
True.
Exactly. You understand? So it's a wonderful initiative.
I'm happy that you're saying that, Innocent, because the truth of the matter is not, we're not doing it for the Prime Minister. People have a concept in their head. We're not doing it for the Prime Minister. The fact is, the matter is, the Prime Minister loves this initiative. His eyes normally light up when you talk these things and you see what is going on. He always encourages and he always wants people to do things. And he himself always there to be part and parcel of.
Well, it is also important not to make it too much of a political
exactly
thing, because Grenada is very partisan,
right,
and color conceptualized, so that if you make it too political that the Prime Minister is the one behind this, the NNP supporters will say me going behind
exactly
going behind Deacon and this thing.
Exactly.
Deacon pushing our political agenda here. But I want it to be embraced in such a way that the entire community sees that it's not a color initiative.
Exactly.
It's something that is intended to benefit the entire parish. So whether you're green, yellow, purple, whatever color you're aligned to, your political proclivity has nothing to do with something that is fundamental, developmental, and so forth.
And that is you're giving me a song. Music has no color.
Yeah, of course.
Music has no face. Just bring the people from Corinth and surround the community, and let's play pan in the place.
Yeah,
you understand it? Okay. Play some drums. Play some guitar pan. Yeah. You could dance along. Jam this session.
We have a call. Let's take that call quick, and then we've got to go. We've got to join the BBC. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you, Innocent?
I am alive and very thankful. How about you?
Yeah, I'm there, happy and blessed.
Lovely.
Well, I'm listening to the program, and first and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the men for the initiative. And I would like to make a suggestion. Because music is universal and is good for everybody's brain. And many times when we talk about the youth and the young people, which is good to get them off the street and to get them involved, but for the elderly, I think sometimes they can talk about the elderly because a lot of people come along with dementia. And when people play music, it does something to the brain. So I'm making an application here. Innocent, would they accept a 65-year-old woman?
Well, look at them here. Answer.
Everybody.
Of course.
Because the elders were able to guide the youths. We are teachers and we're able to guide the youths in the right way direction. So,
and not only that, once you come, then your grandchildren will come, your niece and nephew will come, maybe your daughter and son will come. So the whole family will come. It's a family thing, At the end of the day, is one motivate the other. So once you come, you will even help in some, you might have some children, they might be playing the music, but some of them so excited, say, take it easy.
Calm down.
You and all might be able to teach, not music, but in some disciplinary area.
Life.
So you can. This thing is a multiplying effect, as my brother Innocent said.
Okay.
So we have to help each other.
Gentlemen, we've exhausted our time, but we definitely have to come back and, in the not too distant future, when the initiative takes shape and you can come and say, okay, well, this entity and that individual and so forth is going to throw the support behind it, and we will be housed here and so forth, so that we can point people in a particular direction. I hope that we can do that sooner than later.
I'm looking forward to see by September. I could give my commitment to the people of St. David by September, which should be on the road.
Okay.
And thank you for having us. And you also have a moral, civil, and journalistic opportunity, and embrace it fully. Okay. Because you have the mic every day.
Okay.
So use it.
What would you like me to do?
I'm saying it. Use it to promote. And see, guys, people from Corinth, remember the movement that is taking place in the Corinthian Steel Orchestra and the musicals. You could do that for us every day.
Of course. Do you know that where the pans are housed now in the community center, I just stand up on my doorstep and I do this and it falls on the community center. So of course I'll do what I have to do. I'm an adoptee of St. David. I'm originally St. Andrew, but I've been adopted by St. David. You understand what I'm saying? So welcome. That's welcome. Well, thank you, gentlemen. I've got to go. We've got to join the BBC. Continue doing what you're doing, and we will do this together.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that.
Folks, we take that break. We join the BBC, which I presume is already in progress.